Hey, I just wanted to give you a quick overview of our LifeStock products. As you can tell, we've got three main product categories. We've got the Calf Start, the Calf Recover, and the Rope Ready. And the way that these all work together is, we developed Calf Start to be that early on onset preventative maintenance, day one, first 24 hours, and actually it can go through the first week. From there forward, you can go all the way through weaning with the Calf Recover, and then Rope Ready was actually developed for roping cattle, which are some of the highest stress cattle there are in the marketplace. But quite honestly, it can be used on any cattle that are under extreme duress and are having digestive issues. This is made as the big gun to really get those things in line. So what I'd like to do is I'll start from here and we'll just kind of walk through these. So our Calf Start, one of the things that we discovered in our due diligence process, we were looking for, a product that we could provide calves because they're typically born with they're born with a naked immune system, they call it. They aren't provided any of the necessary antibodies and things for life from the mother until they get that first colostrum. And that first colostrum is extremely important for that calf to be able to fight off the pathogens that are going to be surrounding it in life. And but the problem is sometimes they don't get the colostrum, or they don't get enough colostrum, or the colostrum isn't of a good quality. So we actually approach this from how do we take what's really necessary and provide that if they're not getting the proper colostrum. And we developed a group of antibodies. There's 7 antibodies in this, and we use egg-derived antibodies. That way we know exactly how many antibodies are going into each tube, which is perfectly designed for a baby calf. And there are products on the market that have antibodies in them. There are products on the market that has probiotic in it, and there are products on the market that has vitamin A, and there are products with vitamin D, and there are products with vitamin E. We have all of those in one tube. So we encompassed every one of them so that you can only handle a calf one time. One tube, they're going to get 7 different antibodies to carry them through. Those antibodies are going to coat the mouth, the stomach lining, the gut, and they're going to go into the gut the first 24 hours to help that calf provide an immune system for that calf against digestive diseases. The probiotic stack that we added in here is going to give them a microbiome boost to get that microbiome started so that they can process the food when they start taking in the milk. And then the vitamins A, D, and E are very essential for baby calves, and they're typically deficient in those 3 vitamins, especially vitamin E. We use a natural vitamin E because natural vitamin E is 3 to 4 times more accessible to the body than a synthetic vitamin E. And the reason that vitamin E is important is that the mothers aren't able to transfer, or they actually have just a difficult time transferring vitamin E from their body through the placenta into the baby calf. So it's really healthy to supplement that natural vitamin E. So that's what's in the Calf Start. Moving on to the Calf Recover, this is a step up. So this is after the day one and after the first week. If the calves look pretty good, they should be pretty good. But inevitably, you're gonna run into calves that end up having an issue. And that's what we created Calf Recover for, is those calves that are later on, they end up getting, scours, they get, lethargy, they don't want to get up, they're slow moving, they got droopy ear, there's all kinds of signs that a cattleman can see the calf isn't doing 100%, and typically it's gut related. And so we created this product. This product is for those calves that, don't look all that well to actually very sick. This is a 5-in-1 product. It's the most comprehensive on the market. There's no product like this on the market. And so we started off with Saccharomyces boulardii. Now, when I very specifically want to tell you about the probiotic strain of Saccharomyces boulardii, it is the most researched strain of probiotic. We microencapsulate ours so that it isn't destroyed in the digestive process. It makes it to where it needs to go. It's lyophilized, so it has a longer shelf life. And we have 25 billion CFUs in this. That's about 300 times stronger than the closest competitor on the market. 300 times stronger than the closest one. So 25 billion CFUs of Saccharomyces boulardii. It's a very, very interesting strain of probiotic because it is a yeast-based strain that is not affected by antibiotics. So if you've got a sick calf, you can be giving this right alongside antibiotics to keep that gut healthy. Antibiotics, anti is against, and biotic means life, against life. Antibiotics wipe out all the microbiome in a young animal like a calf. What we want to do is we want to keep that strong and healthy so that they have a faster recovery time, and that's what this product can do. We also brought in another probiotic stack that are really good for ruminant animals, and then we added a prebiotic. So we don't want to use prebiotic. We don't want to use Saccharomyces boulardii when they're in the first 24 hours of life. Those are just too much for a newborn calf. But when they're after the first day of life, they start to strengthen their guts. This is the go-to. And prebiotic is it's a really cool ingredient because probiotic goes in and they can fight pathogens. They can reestablish order. Prebiotic is actually food for the natural microbiome. So you're fighting the war, and you're using prebiotic to feed the troops so they get back on their feet. You want that natural microbiome back on its feet and back to health. So that's why we add in some prebiotic here. We also have the L-glutamine, which is a natural amino acid that calves need in order to absorb food out of whatever they're taking in. The L-glutamine keeps the stomach lining healthy, and we supplement that because we want the calves to be able to extract those nutrients out of the food that they're getting and keep them stronger and healthy. And then finally before I move on, we also have both of these in the powder form. They're the same formulas, these are just in powder. This can be used with water. It can be used with milk replacer, and we developed this for just ease of use. So when you're bottle feeding some of those 6 baby calves, these are perfect for that. They can also be placed on food, so you could sprinkle this on whatever food you're giving. If you're starting to feed some grain, this works great to sprinkle on, mix in. It's a great product that way. And then finally, we've got the Rope Ready. Rope Ready is amazing. It has many of the same ingredients as the Calf Recover. Starting with the Saccharomyces boulardii, again, it's the #1 probiotic there is in the marketplace. No one is using Saccharomyces boulardii besides us. And the difference between these is this has 100 billion CFUs. You know, if you've got a 1,200-pound animal, they need a lot more punch in there. And so we have 100 billion CFUs in here. I don't even know the math on how much stronger this is than any probiotic on the marketplace. Even if they had Saccharomyces boulardii, which they don't even compare. So it's like them giving you an 80 milligram aspirin, and this would be a 10,000 times hydrocodone. So Rope Ready has the L-glutamine, it has the 100 billion CFUs, it's got a probiotic stack in there, it's got the prebiotic. This is made to get cattle who are under extreme stress, either protect them or rebuild their microbiome so that they can get back on feed and back to gaining weight. This is a great product. There's a lot of show cattle people that use this product. This is used in feedlots. This is a great product. We called it Rope Ready because we knew that roping cattle were the highest stressed animals there were, and if we could get them right, we can get dang near anything right. So that's a quick overview of the products. I'll dive in a little deeper on each one. We'll talk about each ingredient and how it works with the body, and mostly the differentiators between what you're getting with LifeStock and what's available on the market. Thank you for listening.